Okay, just picture this. It's northern Italy, 1943, and everything is falling apart. The war effort is crumbling, factories are getting hammered by Allied bombs, fuel is a ghost, and the Air Force, well, it's on its last legs. And then, out of all that chaos, this thing rolls out. It's sleek, long-nosed, and it just looks absolutely lethal. This is the Fiat G.55 Centauro.
You know, the pilots who flew it swore it could go toe-to-toe with anything in the sky. Anything. But that brings us right to the heart of it, doesn't it? The big, nagging question we're going to tackle. Was this incredible plane a true game changer? Or was it just a flash of brilliance that showed up way too late to the party?
So to really get the G.55, you have to understand why it was even built. And trust me, it was born out of pure desperation. This wasn't just some minor tweak on an old design. No way. This was an answer to a threat that could have wiped them out of the sky. By 1942, the rules of the game had completely changed. Suddenly, the skies over Europe are just filled with these huge formations of Allied bombers. We're talking fortresses in the sky. And they're flying way up high, higher and faster than before. The Italian fighters at the time, like the Mk.IX C202, a good plane, sure, but it just couldn't hang. It struggled to even get up to their altitude. And let's say it did. What then? Its machine guns might as well have been pea shooters against the tough hides of those B-17s. So the top brass issues a new directive, and it was simple and almost impossible. We need a fighter that can do two things. One, get up into that thin, freezing air above 7,000 meters where the bombers live. And two, it has to have the punch to destroy them, not just poke holes in them, destroy them. And the answer? Well, it came in the form of a whole new generation of fighters, the so-called Series 5. The secret sauce for all of them was a powerful German engine. And leading the pack, right at the front, was Fiat's new baby, a machine designed from a clean sheet of paper to be the ultimate bomber killer. And at the very core of this new beast was a German heart. I'm talking about the Daimler-Benz DB 605A engine. Italy got the license to build it, and man, what an engine. It's this liquid-cooled V12 monster that didn't lose its breath in the thin air way up high. This engine, this was the key. It's what made the whole thing possible. But you know, a killer engine is useless without a killer airframe to put it in. And the lead engineer, Giuseppe Gabrielli, he had a vision. It wasn't just about making it fast, no. He designed the G.55 to be tough, structurally robust. That long body, those wide wings, that wasn't just for looks. It was built to be a rock-solid, stable platform for its weapons. A sniper's rifle, not a shotgun. And this is where everything changed for Italian fighter design. I mean, forget about a couple of little machine guns. Look at this loadout. 3 20mm cannons, plus 2 heavy machine guns. This thing was absolutely bristling with firepower. The whole philosophy shifted. It wasn't about chasing and wounding an enemy anymore. This was about one thing, striking and destroying. A quick burst from this plane wasn't just going to damage a bomber, it could literally rip its wing off. And you don't have to take my word for it. In 1943, the Germans held this high-stakes competition, basically a fly-off between Italy's new fighters. And the German pilots, guys who flew the best stuff Germany had, were blown away by the G.55. Its handling at high altitude, how tough it was. They actually said it. They called it the best Axis fighter they had seen. Think about that. Coming from them, that's about the highest praise you can get. So there it is. The G.55 has proven itself. It's a world beater, ready to roll off the production lines in huge numbers. And then everything went wrong. The entire world just fell apart from underneath it. I mean, look how fast this happened. We're talking about a few weeks in September of '43. First, the Allies land on the mainland. Boom. Then Italy announces an armistice. Boom. And suddenly your allies, the Germans, are now an occupying army in the north. The country, the military, the entire war machine just shattered, split right in two. And right there, that's what sealed the G.55's fate. It wasn't a problem with the plane, it was a catastrophe on the ground. The production lines get taken over by the Germans, then they get pounded by Allied bombs. The supply chains? Gone. The ability to build this amazing fighter in any meaningful numbers? It just evaporated, literally overnight. But believe it or not, that wasn't the end. A handful of these planes, just a few, actually made it into combat. They flew for the new Air Force in the German-backed north. And what they managed to do? Well, it was a testament to just how incredible this plane really was, fighting against impossible odds. Just to give you an idea of what they were up against, by late 1944, a single Allied bombing raid could have over 1,000 planes in it. 1,000!
Imagine being a pilot in one of the few G.55s looking up and seeing that. The numbers were just insane, completely overwhelming.
But they went anyway. The alarm would sound, and that handful of Centauros would scramble, climbing up to meet this wall of bombers. And it wasn't just the bombers. No, they were surrounded by swarms of P-51 Mustangs, probably the best escort fighter of the entire war. This was literally the job the G-55 was designed for. But it was a suicide mission, a battle they had no chance of winning.
But in those brief, violent moments of combat, the Centauro was magnificent. It proved just how deadly it was. When a pilot lined up a bomber, the result was pure devastation. Those cannons just tore into them, ripping wings apart, shredding engines. The plane did its job, perfectly.
But here's the hard truth. Bravery doesn't win wars. Strategy does. Numbers do. A handful of brilliant kills couldn't change the outcome. The plane was a star. The pilots were heroes. But you can't outfight an avalanche. The Centaur was this incredible flash of light in a sky that had already gone dark.
So what does that leave us with? What's the final legacy of the Fiat G.55? Well, it's not a simple story of winning or losing. It's something deeper. And to be honest, it's a little haunting.
Which brings us all the way back to where we started. That big question, was the G.55 really Italy's most advanced fighter of World War II?
From a purely technical standpoint, the answer is a slam dunk. Absolutely yes. Nothing else they had came close. It had the firepower, the high-altitude performance, the ruggedness. It was the whole package. But, and this is the crucial part, wars aren't won on paper. They're won by factories, by supply lines, by a stable country that can actually build the things. And Italy, well, it just didn't have any of that left.
And that's the great paradox of this plane, isn't it? It was a genuine masterpiece, an incredible piece of engineering that came to life at the exact moment its country was dying.